everyone. It's John Gonzalez here from MLive.com in Michigan's Best. How are you doing? Happy 4th of July weekend. It's going to be a fun weekend. Stay safe out there, but it's that time for Beer of the Week, and we're really excited to have with us today Chris Heikkuri from Austin Brothers Beer Co. in Alpena. How you doing, Chris?
Great, John. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, I'm doing great. Thank you. And I'm glad we are up in Alpena today because I would imagine you're going to get a lot of tourists visiting this weekend.
Well, it's sunny and 80. It's beautiful weather, and we already have a line at the door for lunch.
That's right. You just opened up. You were telling me off the air that lunch opens at noon, and you guys already had a line out the door waiting to get in.
Absolutely. It's been a fun week already.
It has been a fun week. A lot's happening in the world. We're going to get to Beer of the Week in a second, but how are you guys affected by the governor's order that the bars would close? I would imagine it doesn't really pertain to you guys, and you guys are also in the northern Michigan region, right?
Yeah, so kind of for two reasons. One, yes, we are in Region 6, so it didn't affect us anyway, and even if it did, we're a microbrewery, which didn't fall under the guidelines, and then also we do well more than 30% food business. So no matter, if it did get added to Region 6, we'd still be able to stay open. And then also we actually have only been doing outdoor dining anyway. For the size of our brew pub, we only have a couple tables we could open, so we just thought it better to add some extra seating outside. So we're kind of doing whatever we can right now anyway.
Yeah, I think you guys have been following these guidelines for a while now. What's business been like on the patio?
So the business on patio we've been pretty consistently steady. We have reduced hours now. We're still not open on Sundays or Mondays, and we close at 8 instead of 10. But from 12 to 8, we're pretty well, every table full outside. And then we're still doing our curbside carryout service also, which is still busy.
Well, I think that, and by the way, Amy Sherman is joining us on Facebook. Hi, Amy. When we were there a couple years ago, we were impressed with the size of your operation. You have a 20-barrel system there. You guys are making a lot of beer.
We're making a lot of beer. And even this year, we're still, tanks have been full all year. As you can see behind me, a couple of our big 60-barrel tanks. We're actually brewing beer today. Canned yesterday, canned tomorrow. So we have been kicking out beer pretty consistently all year.
I think that's great, and I think we were impressed with not only the size but the quality of the food, every aspect of the operation. So you know what, folks? Again, thanks for joining us today for Beer of the Week. We appreciate it. We're talking to Chris Heikkuri from Austin Brothers Beer Co., Alpena, Michigan, and we're going to get to Beer of the Week in a second. Hold on, because I want you guys to know the backstory. I remember talking to your owners when we were there not too long ago about how it started. And can you give us a quick story, because it's a great story?
Yeah, it's a cool story. I'll give you the clip. The Austin brothers and then Mr. and Mrs. Austin were originally from Southern California, San Bernardino area. Mr. Austin was the chief for the fire department. Knew he wanted to retire, knew he didn't want to retire in California. So they spent a couple summers on countrywide RV road trips, just touring the country to figure out where they wanted to move to. Coming up 75, they decided to make a right on 23 to check out Lake Huron. Ended up spending the night in Alpena, and actually ended up spending a couple days in Alpena. Did the next thing a couple summers later, and kind of decided when he retires, they're all moving to Alpena. And then Brant Austin, the brewer, was actually going to nursing school, decided he didn't want to be a nurse. Convinced the family that a brewery was the way to go. So he actually went to the Siebel Institute in Chicago and then brew school in Germany prior to opening up here. And then Blake Austin was a PGA Tour pro, ran golf courses. So he kind of had the restaurant side. So the two of them, and then Mr. and Mrs. Austin, kind of had every corner of it covered. So they moved up here, and we opened in September of 2015. So we're just about to celebrate our 5-year anniversary. There goes Blake right now in his way to the kitchen. But yeah, so we're about to celebrate our 5-year anniversary, and growing. We keep growing distribution. Our beer is now available throughout the whole state of Michigan, and then we do send a little bit out of state via a beer shipping company.
Yeah, it's a great story. It's a great pure Michigan story, really, because here this family falls by chance, comes to Alpena, Michigan, falls in love with the area, the natural beauty, the recreation, the kayaking, canoeing, things you can do, the fishing, things you can do outdoors, and they say, you know what, we want to move there, and we also want to start a brewery, right?
Right, and that's the funny thing, people, if you look at a map of Michigan breweries, there's only, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the whole northeast corner of Michigan. And some people may say, well, it's because there's no market up there. And then they said, well, no, I think there is. I just think, it's kind of out of the way. There's not a big population center. But the nice thing is land's cheap up here. We're able to build a nice big brewery. We have a giant beer garden. We're still shipping beer, whether we're in Grand Rapids or in Alpena, we still have to ship beer around the state. So the location worked out great. And it's a great place to live and work out of.
All right, Sue says she loves all the beers she's tried, but have they tried beer of the week? Why don't you, Chris, tell us what this week's beer of the week is?
All right, so this week's beer of the week, and I'll try to get this in here, is Cherry Bomb. So Cherry Bomb is a traditional German-style Pilsner that we start out as a base beer with, and then we actually add tart Montmorency cherries from a farm over in Traverse City. He ships them right over to us, and we add it to the beer. It's going to pour out. You get some real nice cherry color out of it, and it's a tart cherry. It's not overly sweet. It's been a favorite in the tap room for pretty much since we've opened, at least the last 4 years. This is the first time we've been able to can it. I guess we'll talk about the beer, and then I'll talk about why we canned it.
Yeah, I'm getting it just on the pour there. Tons of aroma, tons of cherry. It just says it invites me to start drinking it now.
And it'll invite you to keep drinking it once you try one.
It definitely is. It's a fruit beer, but I love the fact that it has that Pilsner base. I'm gonna try it right now. Oh wow! So on the like the aroma, tons of cherry. You get the cherry on the taste as well, but on the back end, you can definitely taste it. It's a Pilsner, real crisp, clear, clean, great beer.
It definitely has beer flavor, and then the cherries we use, like I said, they're tart cherries, so it's not overly sweet. A lot of cherry beers are going to be very almost cherry pie sweet, where we want a nice tart bite and then a nice crisp finish. This was a fun one too. This is one of the first beers we had. There's a local cartoonist who's actually drawing some of the art for some of our labels now. For a while, I was just kind of trying to make do with what we had, and we reached out to her, and she drew the little cherry guys. We've had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, this is the first time we're able to can this beer. So the can line, you can see that big yellow thing behind me. That's our depalletizer for our can line.
Mm-hmm.
We put that in about a year ago. A year ago last week, actually, we ran the first cans down, which has allowed us to offer a lot more beer to market. With our old bottling line, we only had 3 beers. Our 45er IPA, our Woody Wheat, which are our 2 flagships, and then our Milk Route Stout. When you bottle beer, you have to buy cases. You have to buy 6-pack holders. It's $8,000 to $10,000 every time you want to launch a new beer because of all the packaging. But with cans, you just buy the blanks and you can slap labels on them. So, a year ago, we had 3 beers available in package. And then as of 2 weeks ago, we had as many as 14 available because we're able to can just about everything we make.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely helped us get more beer out to the state, more variety. And then obviously with the shutdown, we went from 50% draft, 50% package to 100% package overnight. But we're able to can every beer we make and didn't have to worry about beer getting old.
Chris, we're getting a few comments here on the live. Quick, first of all, by the way, Amy Sherman says she loves this color. It is a beautiful color. I'm going to love pouring this beer poolside or at the beach. It's a beautiful color.
Yeah, the color is an eye catcher when it comes out on a tray. People always kind of look, well, what's that one?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the fun things is, when you pour, especially right now, we have some dark, we have some fruit, we have some New Englands. You bring a tray of beers out to the patio, and there's just a rainbow of colors going out to a table.
They're asking about distribution. Are you available in Ann Arbor? Are you available in Lansing?
So Cherry Bomb, not yet. This batch that's getting brewed right now will hit a wider array of distribution. The last order that left about a month ago hit our local market, which is basically from Alpena over to Sheboygan up to Mackinac City. And then we sprinkled a couple around the state, but we're just now catching up on the orders for Cherry Bomb. So within the next 2 weeks, it should be hitting basically statewide. Wherever you find our basically bottle shops that carry our normal releases should be getting it.
So right now, Beer of the Week is available kind of in that northeast segment of Michigan, correct?
Yeah, so northeast and northwest. So our local distributor, Huron Distributors, actually distributes all the way over to Sheboygan, down into Boyne City, up to Mackinac City. So the whole, basically, not down to Traverse is kind of the cutoff line, but everything north of there, you should be able to find Cherry Bomb cans. And then actually, I think I sent 10 cases to the UP last week. It was ready, and it was a small shot. We had it ready, so. And then we're brewing a large batch today in a can, and then, like I said, as soon as that's ready, that'll be hitting trucks.
Awesome. So Ann Arbor, Lansing, just hold on.
Ann Arbor, Lansing, mid-July.
All right. What about Grand Rapids?
Grand Rapids will be same. So our distributor actually in Grand Rapids also does Lansing, Kalamazoo, and Willis, and then our distributor in Ann Arbor will also be getting some.
So Bree says, and this is a great idea. Bree says to mix Cherry Bomb with Paralyzer.
So it's called the Cherrylizer, and it's been a tap room favorite here for a couple of years. Our Paralyzer is an 8% double IPA, and actually it's such a good idea. It's almost like coming soon in our local market. We actually are going to brew a batch of Cherrylizers. So instead of bartenders mix it, we're actually going to can a small batch and let people who haven't been to the tap room try it. A small batch for now, and we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, you get that nice big Imperial IPA with just that after hint of cherry on it.
Yeah, that sounds like a great combination. I'm looking forward to trying that. Jeff says he's going to be delivering some barley to Austin Brothers on Monday, so look for Jeff delivering his barley.
Nice. Yes, we need it. So another cool thing we did this year is we got a grain silo, holds 60,000 pounds of grain at a time. So instead of dumping 60-pound bags in the mill, we have a giant silo, and we're down to about 2 batches of beer left in there. So we definitely need to refill on that. It helps with storage. Obviously helps, buying 48,000 pounds of grain at a time helps with cost a little bit. Lets us make beer a little better.
No kidding. I love this great comments. Thank you, folks, so much for commenting. We're getting some suggestions for future beers of the week. So Amy and I would love to hear from you. Feel free to email either one of us or post on the Facebook page. We'd love to get your suggestions for future beers of the week. Someone recommended Final Absolution from Dragon Mead. Love that beer. Have loved that beer for a long time. What are some of your favorite other beers, Chris?
So, I've kind of been going through a stage where I just like a nice, crisp, clean pale ale. Sierra Nevada Pale is something that we've been drinking here at the brewery. It's just something that's, gets a little hot. You just need something crisp. I'm a big fan of what Old Nation's doing. Their stuff's great. I've been a New Belgium fan for a long time. It's hard to find a lot of their fun sours and stuff that we used to get in Michigan, but anytime I can track one of those down, I definitely will. It's hard to, we're spending a lot of time at the brewery lately. Haven't had a lot of time to hit the stores and try anybody else's beer out right now.
Well, let's kind of wrap this up for people because they're probably busy on vacation or getting ready to go on vacation, or maybe just go out to the store and get some beer. Where I know that you have beer distributed throughout the state of Michigan. What are some of the other popular ones that you have? I know I've had 45er before. I've had Paralyzer. It seems like I had a stout before. What are some of the beers that you can find in the store right now?
So you'll be able to find 45er, Woody Wheat, and Paralyzer just about anywhere you go. It's in every Meijer in the state. We have 45er and Woody in Walmart, a lot of the Spartan stores. Those are kind of our 3 year-round beers. Like I said, Cherry Bomb's heading out. Blood Brothers will be heading out, which is IPA with blood orange. And then the other beers that you can find for a week or 2 at a time is we have 3 series of beers. Our Merc series, our smoothie series, and our sour series. And we try to release one of those every month, real small amount, maybe 1 batch at a time. ship them out, small amounts. They hit the shelves for about 2 weeks and they're gone. Coming soon will be Merkman IPA, which will be a triple New England, 10.3% with all Trident hops. And then we're working on a peach sour that should also be ready by the end of the month. And then our key lime smoothie just hit the market, so you might be able to find that on the shelf for another week or two.
Sounds great. Looking forward to some of those beers as well. Chris Heikkuri from Austin Brothers Beer Co., Alpena, Michigan. Thank you so much for Beer of the Week, folks. It is Cherry Bomb. Look for it in the stores soon. If not, find anything you can from Austin Brothers. I think you can't go wrong. All right, Chris, where can people get more information if they do want to find out about distribution, where they can find the beers and what styles, and more about the tap room, because you are open?
So if you go to austinbrosbeerco.com, Austin Bros Beer Co., that has our beer menu online. It has our food menu online. And we also have a beer finder where you can search in your local area. You just type in your zip code and it tells you what stores carry certain beers around your house. So super helpful if you're looking for a specific beer. It'll tell you who's bought it in the last, I believe it's 6 weeks. So you get a good chance of trying to track one down.
And if I remember correctly, you have a great pizza. Is that it at the dining?
No more pizza. More pizza. We used to have a great pizza. The oven's gone. We needed room. You need to try Western Burger. That's okay. My current lunch go-to. The burger sandwiches, we have a little bit of a reduced menu right now just because of, kind of what's going on, but we do have a pretty full, extensive sandwich, burgers, tacos. We have some nice local fish. Trying to be a little more handheld for the summertime out on the patio. But yeah, it's all up there on the website.
Awesome. Chris, thanks again for your time. I appreciate it. And folks, get yourself to Alpena. Take care, buddy.
Thanks, John. Cheers.